Hi everyone, I'm Krystan Alexandra Ibn Bray with the Ormes Temple, a temple without walls, a temple of love and light that teaches, coaches, shares, and celebrates the tantric traditions from Africa, more specifically Egypt, which is really Kemet, and in India, and we also mix in some of the contemporary modalities that are relative to the tantric traditions as well. So I have with me today, I am so blessed and so excited. I've got Shelia Coleman with me today. Shelia has been walking this path with me, with the tantric path, for almost 2 years. She came in off the road doing all kinds of high profile stuff and really feeling a need to grow, because she had an intention to help other people heal, to make a difference. And she kind of got it right, I gotta say. She said, I gotta really work with me and heal me before I can think about healing anybody else. And that is definitely a tantric concept, because one of the major concepts we talk about all the time here is what? Our external experiences are what?
A reflection of our internal conditions.
Right there, you got it. You heard it first right here. So, Shelia has done so much along her journey here with the tantric path, and she has given back so much. It's just incredible. So I think that she is the one to be able to convey to you guys out there in video land just what we're doing over here. She is now astute in her energy work. She is an oracle reader. She has come up with so many different programs. She is so highly creative and turned on. She just lights up the world wherever she goes. I mean, she just really has it going on. She's full of life. Her frequencies are really high, and everybody can tell. And everyone loves to be in her presence. So that maybe you can find out more about how the tantric path has played into that. I'm going to turn you over to her and just let you tell her, I'm sorry, I'll let her tell you face to face what it's about.
All right, so like she said, I came in here after you know, kind of being a unknown celebrity in my own world.
Accent we're on there. She's being modest. She's pretty out there.
So I was transitioning to a new point in my life, and I felt that I was kind of stuck, and I needed to get out this rut I had built up for myself. So I started reading about Tantra through Osho and other material, and I did a Google search, and I found the Ormes Temple, and I came right in. I scheduled a Tantra Initiation session, and it was just on from there. I came in.
What was the Tantra Initiation session like for you?
Oh,
I'm sure people want to know. Everyone's always, what's the Tantra Initiation?
Whew. It's better than what you even think of sex to be. Like, everybody's always talking about sex, but it's something so much more delicious than that if you can tune into it. And I had no idea until I walked through these doors. And we started with a meditation, and it wasn't just, you know, sit down, you know, clear your mind, don't think about it. She really walked me through a breathing, intention, focus exercise, and that really got me to a place of stillness that I hadn't been before. I didn't have any history of meditating before I came in here.
It took you to your heart, right?
It took me straight to my heart, which I didn't even know existed at the time. It starts to pump, to beat something. Like, that's your workstation, that's everything, and I learned that here. So we go through that process, and I told her I have this concept with my nonprofit to heal the world through art, but how can I be a space of that if I'm carrying all this baggage with me? Then we went to the session, and, you know, even before the session, I opened up and told her so many things that I just felt like were just bubbling up in me, and had been there for a while that I hadn't been able to express. Didn't even know didn't even know it was there. So I felt like I came in here and this is a connection, and I just she was just in tune intuitively. And then we went upstairs, and it was like massage work first, but it was not your regular massage. It's kind of like the massage that puts you in a trance state. And then she started working with my energy, and I thought it was her energy at the time. I was like, damn, her energy is amazing, but she was really turning me on to my own energy that I didn't even know was there, because sometimes you get out of touch with with your body's own ability to have its own intelligence. You kind of cut off yourself from that. So
we're so externally conditioned. Our awareness is based on everything that's going on around us, that we forget to be aware of what's going on inside us. And before you get on that table, that whole meditation process was about getting in touch with your inner being, your truth, your true self. And that's what you were actually seeing when you're going. Then you get on a table, you get very relaxed, you go into the trance state, and bam, you're turned on to this inner state that you've not been in before. Yeah. And so what happens? Tell us.
So I also have to say I did a lot of work externally before coming in here, and that's when I knew something else needed to be done, because I was eating perfect. Well, I thought I was perfect. A lot of raw foods, exercising, yoga, all these things, and I still felt something else was missing. So she took me into that and it just felt like electricity just exploded in my body. So felt like I was being struck by lightning, but not electrocuted like you're in an electric chair, but you just feeling all this energy just running through you, and you're like, oh my God, I have access to this all the time.
And that is the goddess. That energy that she's talking about, she's feeling her. That's her life energy, and that life energy is her truth. That's her true eternal self. She has life energy. She has conscious intelligence that is far beyond the conscious intelligence or the energy that the body itself is conducting. It's the template for the body. So she was turning on to this. That's the goddess that we're talking about worshiping in Tantra, is that life energy, and we all have it. It's not a cartoon entity running around. It's actually an attribute that exists in us. It's who we really are. Men and women alike, everybody has goddess attributes in them. So you felt this, and you felt it. It sounds like really strong. You're telling me
I felt like I was in a psych. Like then I felt like waves crashing. This the energy that's rising up, and I didn't know anything about chakras at this time, but I just felt the energy basically running from the root to the crown and back down. So you just have all these waves of energy just going up, going through you. Just the whole universe felt like I was inside of it, and it was inside of me. And that experience when you experience it. So trying to put it in words right now, but it's just something that when you experience it, like, all right.
You know it. Like, you know it.
Okay, that's what they're talking about. So of course I was like, can I come back every day? And she's like, no, come back every 2 weeks.
But we did have a lot of dialogue in between, and I like to stay available.
She was.
So that's part of what your donation is covering, is that time in between. We did a lot of emails.
We did a lot of work in between, but you really set me up to be in my heart and find my own truth, not to be like, oh, guru, master, let me know what I need to do in every second. Like, you built me up where it's like, I don't need you give me another program. Like, you gave me my own stuff to work with.
Yes, that's not what it's about here. I don't need to make you dependent on me. I need you to take this, find your truth, and pay it forward.
About being a follower of a new spiritual, new age, come to the light kind of thing, or I won't go there. So, but it really does put you in tune with, you got this all inside of you. That master you're looking for is right here. But it's great when you have a reflection of that to help you stay steady while you're building that foundation, because you're gonna get tested. It's not like I went out and then everything was perfect, but I had a new level of awareness where I looked at things differently. So my eyes were seeing truth instead of illusions, and that changed up everything. But then it's gonna be a process of inertia. You're gonna get a lot of echoes before you really see that start to fade. So you gotta have. So it's really good to have that support system that I had with her. Because I'll be like, okay, well, you know, this process is happening. I wouldn't really understand it because I started, you know, when you open that up, you're always creating something. But then when you're conscious of what you're creating, you take a new look at the power of your word and the things you want to speak into existence. So it's really important that you stay in your heart, you know. And I got all that here, and it's like, wow, you know, I'm coming in here, you know, and I'm spending this a little bit amount of money, and I'm getting my whole, like, lifetimes of stuff just dealt with. Like, I just felt like everybody needs to know about this. Like, and whatever path you take, that's your path. But I know when I came here, it was like the truth. It wasn't about, you know, a new position to try and bed to please your partners. It's really about loving yourself, and then that love overflowing and it reflects to everything.
And
your whole world.
That energy, you can pay it forward, you can share it.
Yeah,
but I mean, and of course it is going to augment your intimate experiences because you're augmented in yourself. You're turned on to your energy. So as you're empowered, of course you're going to pay that forward with whomever, you know, you're intimate with. But Shelia,
it won't be an effort, it'll just happen.
Just happens.
It just happens.
But Shelia is also, I gotta tell you, she's also a master at manifesting. She really, really puts it out there with manifesting. So talk a little bit about the things that have manifested into your life since you've turned on to this.
Okay. Well, everything's basically done a 360. Like, sometimes people don't even, when I'm out there in the world, people are like, there's just something so different about you. And they noticed it before I even noticed it. Because it was like I was changing, but I wasn't really like trying to change anymore. I was just accepting life and trusting it. And then I noticed, bam, abundance everywhere. Bam, you got 16 different programs you're doing in your nonprofit when for 3 years you were just trying to sell some t-shirts and you couldn't really even do that right. So, and then I had the urge to finally, like, I didn't want to be working at a corporate job that, you know, that wasn't just my truth. You know, I got the courage to quit working and know I could do it. I could do it. I could go to rainforest and be out there for a month. Yeah, I quit and went to rainforest and I was chilling. We were the animals, and my whole life just opened up. Things that I never would have thought to do. And it was like I planted the seed and just let the universe blossom. I didn't have to keep digging it up or trying to make these things happen. It just came automatically. And everyone can live their life that way. Why not? So I really think that you changed the whole game for me. And then the things I was attracting into my life changed. They were in vibration with what I really want to manifest instead of just by default. You know, it was like before my life to me was a failure by default. But now it was, because it was like I was just in that default mode all the time. Like running off other people's programs. It wasn't even my program. It was stuff that we were fed from we were little, and it's not our parents' fault because they was fed the same thing. But you can break that cycle, and that's what you helped me do. See, oh, do I have to believe that? Is that even a belief that is in alignment with me?
What do I really believe?
Oh, yeah, what do I believe?
Choose?
And what are my choices right now? So the things I was choosing to do was based off of what I wanted to do for me, and not what I was supposed to do, I was told to do. So the self-confidence, you know, it was like I didn't have to feel like I needed to drink or need to do this to be something. I automatically just woke up feeling like it's a win-win situation.
Tapping into her source.
Yeah, and it's
the source. The source in her, the source in me, the source in you is the source. It's out there too. But that same thing that's out there is in you, your truth.
Yeah.
And when you tap into that, and you heard her say it, when she began to shift to her truth inside, then her external experience, the world around her, began to shift to match that vibration. It just came in alignment with one another. So incredible. And absolutely done some incredible things. I mean, it never ceases to amaze me. No one comes in these doors for me to share something something with or to teach without me winding up getting shared something back that I wind up getting taught. Because we're all one. There's only one of us here. And when we move into that vibration, that's what happens. Yeah. So is there anything you want to tell the people before we leave out tonight that you feel like might be important for them to know about the Tantric program?
Call Krystan.
whether you come here or not. Just about it.
She's the truth. I put that on everything. So I really thank you. We thank you. Thank you so much. Really,
I thank you too. We thank you too. We're just gonna keep paying it forward.
Yes.
And we want to thank you for taking the time to listen to us go on and on about something that we feel really passionate about and that's made a big difference in our lives. And maybe, just maybe, it'll make a difference in yours too. If you have any questions or any comments, any concerns, please feel free to get back to us. I'd be glad to address them. Be glad to talk to you live on video if you like it like that. Or you can email me or you call me. Yeah. However you like it.
When you're ready to get turned up, you know. 2 N's. Yeah.
All right. Krystan Alexandra and
Shelia Rene.
signing off. Namaste. Until we touch. Be ever wonderful.